Now, what is the lack in a short person? What is the lack? Okay, but you're not supposed to answer. Okay, contentment, yes. What else? Give her a point because she deserves it.
She was a good listener.
Although, okay, what else? What else is lacking? What else is lacking from a short person's life? Contentment, right answer. What else? Self-respect, dignity. Yes, true. Height, yes. Okay, so self-respect, dignity, honor. You see, they don't feel that. And you know what? Many of the short people, it makes them, you know what it makes them? Which is a positive thing, but they overdo it. It makes them more ambitious. It makes them more ambitious. And the sort of short people, to overcompensate, they have this urge in them, they have this passion in them to become what? To become great, or to do something great. Why? Because they believe they are going to receive their honor, their name, their respect back. It makes them, and there have been many powerful short people in this world. Okay, can you name one?
Powerful.
Very powerful. Huh? David, yes, okay. He was anointed by the Lord. That's what gave him the power. The Bible does not mention about his height, so I'm not sure.
Heard something.
Okay? Huh? Yeah, Napoleon. He was a short guy. Hitler, he was a short guy. Yes, but I don't know about his height. If you say, okay. So these guys were short, but they were overcompensating to do what? To become very powerful, because they wanted to regain what? Their respect, their honor. Right? Now, something is missing from the life of Zacchaeus. He wants to get it. He wants that self-respect. He wants to get, that honor. And in the mind of Zacchaeus and in our mind, how can Zacchaeus do it? How can Zacchaeus do it?
By having a lot of money.
By having a lot of money. Jesus was a solution, second, the real solution. But first comes the human solution. So for us humans, we think what? We think if we want to get ahead in life, we need to become much more rich, more powerful, a greater position. And we look for what? We look for material things. Okay? To achieve greatness in our life. And all of us, we have ambition in our life. Some have more, some have a little bit less. But when we have this great ambition in our life, and when we want to get ahead in our life, we think the more we collect, the more rich we become, the more powerful we become. Which is true in some senses, because money does give us power. Money does give us power. Money solves a lot of our problems. And it does give us respect. It gives us comfort. It solves a lot of our problems. But in the story of Zacchaeus, the Bible mentions very clearly that he was rich. And what else was he doing? What else was Zacchaeus doing in the story?
He
was not only waiting, he was looking for Jesus. If money solves all the problems of life, why is Zacchaeus seeking Jesus? If money, because he was very rich, and he can solve all the problems of his life. If he wants security, he can get security. If he wants comfort, he can get comfort. If he wants a luxurious house, he can get a luxurious house. If he wants good food, he can get good food. If he wants servants, slaves even, he can get slaves and servants. Whatever he wants in life, he can get, because he is extremely rich, yet there is something inside him which is not giving him the satisfaction that he wants, which he thought will be received by money, but he has not yet received. And that's why he is doing what? He is seeking Jesus. Now, I am not against earning and getting money. I'm not against that. In fact, I am for it. But in a certain way. Now, Zacchaeus got rich. He's seeking Jesus. What does that tell you about his mindset at that moment when he was looking for Jesus? What does that tell you about his psyche? What does that tell you about his mentality at that time? Yes.
Who is Jesus?
That's what he was doing, yes.
Jesus was famous.
That's also true. Yeah, Jesus was very famous, okay.
Everyone wants to see the Jesus.
Everybody wants to see Jesus, but there was a reason. I'm asking the reason. Yes, Mary? He was curious, that's very true, but why? He wants to become tall, and he saw so many miracles. And actually, Jesus just recently did a miracle raising Lazarus from the dead, and he thought maybe if he could raise somebody from the dead, maybe he can make me tall. But I think he's not looking for Jesus because he wants to be taller, and he doesn't want a surgery. At that time, there were no surgeries to become taller, and he's not looking he's looking at Jesus so that he can be taller. There is something else. Yes, ma'am.
Oh, yeah.
2 points. 2 points. Wow. He is looking for satisfaction. He's looking for peace. He's looking for honor. He's looking for respect. And after earning all that money and getting everything in life that he thought will fulfill all he dreams, getting all the money that he thought that will fulfill his dreams, he came to a point of realization. And what was that point of realization? That all the money in the world cannot give him true peace and true satisfaction. Only Jesus can. Only Jesus can. What we are looking for in the outer world can never ever really satisfy us. We have been looking and we are going here and there, and maybe there are things missing in our life. Maybe it's financial, and maybe it's family, and maybe it's relationship, and maybe it's career, it's job, it's education, it's whatever it is, and we have been looking for answers elsewhere, and we have not gone to the source. We have been looking for answers elsewhere all our lives, and we have not gone to the source. But in fact, and the fact of the matter is that the source of all the solution to all the problems in our life is actually walking towards us, but we have never really been ready to see it. Because we are doing what? We are seeking solutions elsewhere. Zacchaeus has come to a realization that all the money in his life cannot give him true satisfaction, cannot give him true peace, cannot give him what he is looking for. And my question is, how did he come to, because Jesus is going to answer the greatest need of Zacchaeus. The greatest need of Zacchaeus. Zacchaeus has two great needs. Two great needs. One of them, Zacchaeus has a need to really, and Zacchaeus himself does not know this. Zacchaeus does not even know what his need is, and regardless of Zacchaeus not knowing what his need is, Jesus is going to, just in 2 sentences, just one encounter and 2 sentences, Jesus is going to solve the greatest problems of Zacchaeus' life. And one of his greatest problems in his life is that Zacchaeus himself does not know who he is.